This one from the Bleacher Report. Get your thoughts on this. One key offseason addition for each eliminated team in the wild card round. So, Browns receiver, draft option, Devontae Walker, wide receiver from North Carolina, 17 yards per catch this year. Only year with the Tar Heels. Did have a huge season last year with Kent State locally. But Drake May, reliable speed threat who could get behind the defense, 6'2", 200 frame. Compared him to former Steelers burner Mike Wallace. Free agent option, they say Marquise Brown. Both Ravens and Cardinals tried to make him a number one receiver. Not who he is, still capable being a high-end secondary option. I know you've done a lot of draft work already. What do you think of Walker?
It's a good year to need a wide receiver in general, and Tez Walker's a good one. A lot of people in Northeast Ohio know him from his days at Kent State. He had a weird year at North Carolina where he wasn't initially eligible. I think he played 5 games maybe, and got hurt. He's a guy that the arrow is going to be pointing up on as you go through the draft process. And he's right in that range. There's some other guys. I think a guy like, if you watch the national championship game, Jalen McMillan out of Washington is a guy that fits into that mold. Again, it's a great year to need a wide receiver in the draft. And wouldn't surprise me at all if the Browns took a couple of them. There's some late round dudes that will be able to help too. I don't want to pigeonhole him in. Derek Clausen, by the way, is a very good evaluator of talent, so I certainly respect his opinion. I'm not a Marquise Brown guy. I like guys who have a better catch radius than what he does. And I think Deshaun Watson likes guys that have a bigger catch radius than he does. He's so small. He's very fast. He's very good with the ball in his hands, but getting him the ball, it's a challenge. So I would pass. I would want somebody that's a little bit more substantial of size and maybe a little bit more longer track record of producing with different styles of quarterback. Because I tell you what, Lamar Jackson got better once he left, and I don't think that's a coincidence. That's nothing against Marquise. That's just that's the kind of receiver that he is.
Yeah, and again, when you think of the guys that Deshaun Watson had some success with, DeAndre Hopkins kind of jumps out at you. It's a guy that can go get it a little bit. Are there any other wide receivers?
He should be available, by the way.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins coming to Cleveland would be a lot of fun. He happens to be my son is still a Texans fan from when we lived in Houston. He's got a jersey, and Deshaun helped a lot of that. I think that's so good.
Who are some of the other wide receivers you think might be available in the second round when they're picking who would fit with Deshaun Watson well?
A guy like Troy Franklin out of Oregon, I don't know if he's going to last that long. There's a whole glut of guys there. He's a very good one. There's Johnny Walker from Florida State, huge guy, 6'7", he almost looks like a tight end, has 84-inch wingspan. Not the swiftest of guys, nor would you expect that, but he's a guy that can make catches. Adonai Mitchell from Texas, AD. Again, I don't think that he's going to be there, but if he's there, he's a guy that really fits as a bigger wide receiver who can move down the field, catch balls in traffic, but also work back to the receiver work back to the quarterback when the quarterback extends a play. That's something that Deshaun did very well in Houston, and that's one of the reasons why DeAndre Hopkins was so good with him. Finding a guy who understands how to do that is a good trade. A guy, Torrey Horton, out of Colorado State would have been perfect, but he went back to school, so he's out.